Right, relax there, we're warm, you are good to go. Grab your kettlebell, everybody. Tonight is a ladder circuit, and we are going to be starting this ladder circuit with kettlebell swings. Kettlebell swings. If you do not have a kettlebell, you're going to do a lie down stand up. It's all about getting the heart rate up. If you've got multiple kettlebells, as always, use the lighter one to begin with and then factor in the heavier one. But most of us don't have that luxury. Just be sensible. 3 seconds. Kettlebell swings. They're not new to us. Let's go. Hips back. Snap those hips forwards. Squeeze the hell out of the butt. Feel that prominent hip snap. We call it a hip snap because you should feel that snap of the lockout. Your feet driving into the ground, and your butt squeezing. Your whole foot is driving into the ground. You're not rocking on your heels. You're not rocking onto your toes. Treat it like a squat. Chest proud, shoulder blades pulled together. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. So kettlebell swings, that's that done. Next up, we're going into our kettlebell swings and straight into press-ups. Challenge yourself on the press-ups. Rather than batter out reps, let's maybe try doing full press-ups if we're not in the habit of, okay? When you hit failure, obviously drop to the knees. 10 seconds. Let's get these kettlebell swings right, everybody, okay? Do not be lazy with these swings. Pick them up, crush the hell out of that kettlebell, shoulder blades pulled together, chest proud, hips back, snap them forwards. And then from there, on the way down, it's gravity. So we can't really speed our kettlebell swing up because we're always smashing those hips forward as powerfully and as explosively as we can. And it's always gravity bringing the kettlebell down. So if I told you to do your kettlebell swing faster or slower, you shouldn't be able to change the speed, if that makes sense, without affecting the whole movement and turning it to pot. Press up, stand by. Kettlebell down safely. Don't just chuck it down, don't hurt your back. Pull the ground towards you, punch it. Control descent and punch. If you're managing press-ups fairly competently, I want you to focus on pulling that ground slowly with a 2-second down, punch, and a 1 second up. 10 seconds left. So don't just aimlessly rack out the reps. Pull it down, punch. Pull it down, punch. Easy, good. Right, that's us. 2 exercises in, catch your breath. Walk around, get the breathing going. Good. 20 seconds. Kettlebell swings, press-ups, jumping jacks. Simple exercises tonight. It always is when we're flying through these circuits pretty fast. Stand by. Good solid grip of these kettlebells, remember. Drive the toes hard into the ground. You shouldn't feel yourself rocking on your feet. Your feet are planted. They feel cemented. Let's go. Snap the hips forwards. That's us. Good. Keep the shoulder blades pulled together, and you should find that you can't go too far back. Okay, a lot of people go far too far back on the swing. If you keep your shoulder blades pulled together, you keep those armpits squeezed, you should feel it break at the bottom. You should feel that break is in the stop. And then you're returning all that energy. Press ups, kettlebell down safely. Don't let it yank you. Pull down, punch. Pull down, punch. Good. So think about trying to get 10 reps done in 30 seconds rather than 20. Down, under control, punch. Good. Good on live. This is nice. This is good. Next exercise, you will be straight to your feet, jumping jacks. Stand by. Straight up, feet together, arms by the side. Nice and explosive. Let's go. As always with these jumping jacks, you're trying to keep the arms straight, okay? We're trying to, believe it or not, while we're exercising, we can improve our mobility. Because as we're moving here, if we try and hold it together, we're just doing dynamic stretches, okay? We're being able to stretch out anything that might be tight. Good. So try and encourage that good form, that good posture. Boom. Right, exercise 4. It's going to be a kettlebell clean and press. Observe. Turn the watch inside out. Overhand grip, punch, crush, punch, pull it down, overhand to the floor, and then change. You can do it with your dumbbell. If the weight's just not working for you, you're going to do inchworms instead, okay? Inchworms instead, but that's the last time I'll mention that. Kettlebell swings, Stand by. So as I was saying on yesterday's kettlebell class, we must always keep the practice on the basics. You must learn and master the kettlebell swing before you start moving on to more advanced things. Always thinking about the basics, squeezing the butt, driving the toes, shoulder blades pulled together. Press ups, straight away, down you go, good setup, feet together, knees together, pull the ground towards you, punch. Good. All about control, not reps. Straight into jumping jacks when that buzzer goes. Good, we're up, standing up tall, standing up proud, and we're going straight into it. Shoulder blades pulled together, all nice and light in the balls of the feet. I want you to think about the knees. Don't let the knees feel like they're caving in like that. Okay, we don't want that to be happening, especially when you're jumping. If you feel that's happening, try pointing the toes away from you just a wee bit, like you would when you were squatting, okay? Good. Kettlebell clean and press next. Or inchworms. It's an overhand grip. Chest proud, drive the feet, snap the hips, crush the kettlebell. Hopefully, you've been keeping on top of the kettlebell classes. If you want to know how to do these properly, that's where you go to it, okay? The Monday classes, those are the ones where you're going to learn the technique more. On a ladder circuit like this, I ain't got the time to teach you how to do this exercise. Good. Rest. So if you're new to it, top tips. If you're new to it, I'd probably say do inchworms and learn how to do it on the Monday kettlebell class. Stand with an overhand grip, chest proud. From the side, that looks like this. Okay, do not pick that kettlebell up like this. Chest up, that's a close up and a half, that is, Gary. You realise I've got a massive TV. Pretty much, kettlebell swings, let's go. Kettlebell swings. I could see your brain through your nostrils there. Good. So think about these kettlebell swings, everybody. Hopefully by now, you're starting to feel like they're flowing a bit better. Biggest tip I'll give you, and what I can see a lot of people still doing, is if they've got the kettlebell way out front, too far out front. If you've got that happening, press ups, press ups. If you feel like all the weight's on your toes, it's because your kettlebell, you're letting it go out far too far in front of you. You're off balance. As a result, you'll feel your lower back working way harder than it needs to be. So if you've got it right, you should feel your feet are literally cemented to the floor. You can't move, they can't budge. Good, jumping jacks next. Straight up, feet together, let's go. So into our clean and press next. Technique intensive, because you choose it to be so. It's very easy to do a clean and press with no technique. Brute force it. You're going to hurt yourself. You'll get away with it if the weight's light, but learn the technique. 3 seconds. It's not about speed. Speed comes naturally when you know what you're doing. Punch, pull it down, flick it off. Like I say, if you're looking at this exercise, you've never done it before, do inchworms. Now is not the time to learn how to do a clean and press. It's an exercise you'll end up hurting yourself with, especially if you're using weight. That's why I tell you, do inchworms, everybody, if you've not done it before. Good. Straight into alternative knees, so sit in the bum. Straight legs, one knee in, one knee out. One knee in, one knee out. It's just for broken knees to chest, basically. But look at it. One in, pause. One out, pause. Add that pause. Try not to lean too far back. A lot of people start doing this lazy movement where they're on their forearms. You shouldn't be on your forearms, you should be lightly on your hand. Pull, pause, punch. pull, pause, punch. Boom, job done, well done. Okay, the final run through, going up the ladder. You know how this works. This is now, we're sucked into it. Time's nearly up. We get this done, boop, 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 boop. Before you know it, we're completely done. The last exercise is going to be a burpee. A burpee with no jump. Why? Because I really want you to focus on that hip snap, focus on squeezing the butt. But again, if you have been doing it properly, it should happen naturally now. It should start to happen. You're locking those hips out with a bit of power. Kettlebell swings, let's go. So once again, let's think about these swings. Think about the footwork. Grip the ground hard with your toes, just like I always tell you when we're doing a squat. Crush the hell out the kettlebell. And if you get those two things right, everything else should happen a bit more natural. If you feel like you're on your heels, you're sitting back. That's wrong. If you feel like you're on your toes, you're leaning too far out, you're probably finding your lower back's doing too much work. Press ups. So this has been about a year now of these online classes. I'm always telling you all the little technique points, focusing on quality, tidying the movements up by keeping your feet together, knees squeezed. You might struggle with the reps initially when you start doing them tidily, but you'll build up the strength pretty quickly, and you'll start to look more professional when you're doing your exercises. You know how you see someone that just looks like they're doing everything well? It looks tidy, it looks effortless almost. It's not that it's effortless, it's just that they've got the technique nailed, especially on something like a burpee. That's why I'm always harping on about these little things. Getting the footwork right, getting the feet together, knees together, activating the right muscles, learning to activate the right muscles. Jumping jacks, good. Clean and press, or inchworms. Chest proud, drive the feet, snap the hips, crush the hell out of this thing. Punch it up, pull it down, flick it off. Just a little bit of extra practice for those who are doing them, because we need these. Really focus on that racked position that we talk about. Crush the hell out the kettlebell, keep the elbow underneath. Clean it, pause, press it, pull down, flick it off. Good. On your bahookie, let's go. Sit in your ass. Knee one, pause. Knee two, pause. Focus on pulling that knee as high to your chest as you can. If your chest's in the way, pull it out the way. Get the knee even higher. Out to the side more. You're trying to get the knee as close to your face as you can, and that's where we're really working the core. Next exercise is a burpee. No jump, focus, like I say, focus on that hip snap. Focus on jumping all the way out, trying to strive to get the knees together, the feet together in that perfect press up position. Don't let the hips drop. If that means slowing it down, so be it. Build up these good movement patterns. Squeeze the butt, stand up tall, shoulder blades. Pull together. Good. Right. No more kettlebell swings, no more lie down stand-ups if you're doing them. Straight into press ups next. So yep, a lot of us now have a decent level of strength when it comes to doing more bodyweight exercises. So now it's time to challenge yourself. Slow them down, really think about the technique. If you can't keep your feet together and your knees together because of your mobility, fix it. 5 seconds, straight into press ups. Full press ups, kneeling press ups, exactly the same. Exactly the same setup. Feet together, knees together, squeeze them together, squeeze the butt, squeeze the core, and everything should just feel locked in. When you drive your hands explosively into the ground, your whole body comes up together. You don't feel your hips budge at all. Don't just rely on your brain to activate the core and glutes. It will, but we want to reinforce it. Good. And that's the difference. Your brain will, to some degree, engage your core, engage your glutes, but we want to reinforce it. And at first, you have to focus on reinforcing. You have to think about it. You have to be conscious about it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Eventually, your brain will just naturally reinforce it, and you'll have a much stronger position. And that goes for anything. If you hear me harping on about the same stuff and the same exercises, let's go, clean and press. If you always hear me harping on about the same stuff, it's not because I'm losing my mind. It's because it's important. I'm trying to make you aware of it. I'm trying to make you better. So when this buzzer goes, kettlebells down safely, straight in to our knees to chest, alternative leg style. So we're sitting down, weight lightly, leaning back with the weight lightly on the palms. And I say lightly, you should be able to take them off and almost pretty much do it without them on. Don't lean on the back, don't lean back too far. Like you always hear me joke about people being in a sun lounger. We want the core working. We want it working the full time, even when we're not moving the feet. We need a solid position. It might make it harder, but that's going to make you better. Burpees, let's go. No farting about. Try to get out in that full press up position. Feel the tightness. Try to jump your feet out without letting your hips sag at all, without letting your hips drop at all. And we do that by squeezing the butt, squeezing the core, not just relying on it happening. Really drive those hands, punch them into the ground. Good, relax. Really push that ground away from you on the burpees as well. It's going to lift your body up. It's going to make it easier to get your feet closer to your hands. And as a result, make the getting up part more explosive. Right, we're off with kettlebell swings. We're off with press ups. 5 seconds, we're into jumping jacks. Stand by. We're getting there, eh? Let's do it. Nice and light on the toes. Feel the wind in your arms. Our arms should feel solid, not soft. Arms pretty much locked out. Trying to keep those shoulder blades pulled together. Clean and press next. 3 seconds. Wait for the buzzer. There we are now. To get the kettlebell from the floor into the racked position comes from the drive in the feet and the snap of the hips. It does not come from the power in your upper body. Drive the feet, snap the hips while pulling on that kettlebell, and you should find that it just naturally flies up there. Alternative knees to chest. Sit ourselves down. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. If you do it properly and you fail after a couple reps, fine. Okay, nice straight legs. Trying to look like a piston. Boom, boom. Couple of them and you fail, fine. What I don't want you to do, start doing any old crap. Okay, what's the point? You're right, there's no point. You're not going to get better. Try your best. Good, stand up. Straight into the burpee. Nothing wrong with failing, especially if you're doing it right. If you default into a bad position, you're undoing all the work and all the little technique points and muscle memory that I'm constantly harping on about. So please, do it properly and struggle and fail. And each week you'll get stronger and better. Stand by. Good. Well done. Right, 3 exercises left. I'm not going to even ask if I've done this properly. I probably haven't. I've probably missed an exercise out, because I usually do, but we're fine. I think we're all right. So kettlebell clean and press next. 3 exercises. Not too bad I won this one, eh? Not too bad. But again, it depends on what you're doing. Depends on the weight you're using. Depends if you're doing inchworms. Inchworms will make it feel a bit harder probably. Right, you ready? Overhand grip. Chest proud, drive the feet, snap the hips, crush that kettlebell or whatever you're using. Back down, chest proud, change arms. Just keep the basics and the rest will flow and the rest will happen. You're not lowering that kettlebell or dumbbell, you're pulling it down. Pull it down out the sky. That's going to keep your shoulder in the joint and keep you nice and stable. Pull it down. Good. Alternative knees to chest. Once again, straight legs. Pull it in, punch out. Pull it in, punch out. Keep it tight, keep the legs squeezed together. If you fail, as in you literally can't do another rep, it's fine. Quick shake out, go again. Fail again, that's fine. Once again, do not default into bad positions or start making up your own exercise. Okay? If I can do it, you can do it. Burpee, let's go. Burpee out, squeeze the butt, squeeze the core. Really think about it. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the core. You should feel when you jump out, once again, everything's solid. Test it, test it. Anyone can go fast, anyone can go fast. Get the technique. That's the most important thing. Good, well done. 2 exercises. God, I flew through this one. Focus on your breathing, shake out, make sure your kettlebells are well out the road because we don't need them anymore. 2 exercises, alternative knees to chest. You might not be able to see it, but my feet are off the ground for the duration. Not very high, a few inches at most. Pull it in, punch it out. Okay, stand by. Start it by being solid, straight legs, feet together, knees together, boom. Returning to that position every time. Don't focus on the pain. If it's the pain that's making you give up, don't just sit there thinking about it. Try to focus on something else. Focus on your breathing. Stare at something. Think about something. Don't just focus on burn. Burpees next. Good. Tough exercise, that one though, right? Let's go. Focusing on the jump out, the squeeze of the butt, the squeeze of the core. And then of course when you stand up, same again, squeeze the butt, squeeze the core. Your core has a huge role to play. For a lot of people, it's not that they lack the strength, they just don't know how to engage their core properly. And that's why a lot of people end up injuring their lower backs, okay? A lot of us have got the strength on tap, we've got it there. We just don't know how to use it, okay? That's why I'm harping on about all this all the time. Well, this is it. Last exercise. Burpees, and you're done. If you aren't seeing my burpees, this is what I'm doing. This is the pace I'm going at. I'm going out, pausing, squeezing. That's as fast as I'm going. I want you to do the same. Focus on the quality. Good. Focus on that lockout on both the stand up and the jump out. And if you do, you'll feel the core working like hell. The core's burning just as much as it was on those knees to chest, if not more, especially when you start jumping out explosively. Good, walk around. Take 30 seconds before you disappear, please. Focus on your breathing. Not the most cardio intense session we've ever done. That's not to say it was easy, but more technique intensive, I would like to say. Anyone can hammer out endless reps. We're all at that point. Not really any beginners online anymore. Far from it, we've been doing this a while. People who are still here, pretty much all of you have been here since the beginning a year ago, which I thank you for. But my point is, now's the time to start fine-tuning things, trying to make it better, understanding the technique, understanding how the body works, understanding how to activate the right muscles. Your brain will do half the job, but you have to switch on to the other half. And eventually, it'll just happen naturally. Like I say, a lot of the time now, if you are just touching your toes for the warm-up, you'll find yourself just coming up and smashing the hips through and squeezing the butt without thinking about it. That's the whole point. But then when you start getting tired, if you start defaulting away from that into your usual bad habits, etc., you're just rewriting that new program that you've just written in your brain, okay? So keep slowing it down, focus on good rep after good rep. If the quality deteriorates, quick pause, shake out, go again. Happy with that? Lesson of the night? Keep trying to get better. Keep working on your technique. We always are, okay? We always are. We're always getting better.